Thank you. Okay, so some life hacks I've been figuring out. Obviously, you're not going to start at this edge, but it's okay if you put the elastic fairly close to the edge, because then it won't catch on your sewing machine as much as it does on mine. And you don't have to start right at the edge, and it's not going to matter if you don't start at the edge because you're going to be sewing over that when you reinforce the end. So what we're going to do is just go around, stop at the corner, you center your line, don't need to stop at this corner. Now you're going to measure 7 inches from the edge. Oh, also important note that I didn't know about. You don't want the glossy fabric to be on top. You want that to be on the inside. So now what we're going to do, just sew down this end. Right about there. Just realized I'm playing music in the backgrounds and probably no one has the rights to it, so hopefully this doesn't get copy striked by YouTube. Oopsie doopsie. Gonna go about to the edge of that. So your needle's on the outside. Keep it taut, but not too tight, so it bunches up. Make sure you go around that corner on the line. Needle down, around the corner, go to the end. Measure your other side, 7 inches. There you go, 7. Put your pin in. Turn it down, glossy side in. Make sure that your edges are straight, and before you go down, since we started not quite on the edge, what we're going to do is take this edge right up to where we started stitching, cut that, if you want to, if you need to, if it's up more than you would like it to be, you can cut off a little bit of that so it looks like that. That way it'll go on easier and blend a little bit better. So what I'm gonna do, line that up, fold it over, sew about to there. Now I'm gonna do, stretch this a little bit. It is elastic, so you can push this in. This edge right here is where people have been having some issues. So what I'm gonna do, put it on the divide, fold it over. It's still off a little bit, so I'm gonna push it in. You don't need to be too aggressive with it because then it'll be a little bit too stretched out and it'll bunch up the mask. What you wanna do is just make sure that as you're going in, it's centered. So just a little bit over it. Now we're gonna wanna take our back stitch, forward, back, reinforce that. Cut your fabric. Truthfully, what I do at this point is I throw it into my pile of other masks that haven't had their edges cut because I feel like assembly line way is faster, but after I finish all the masks in this batch, I will go cut around this edge like that. If I need to, cut just the tiniest bit off the top if there's some sticky outy guys there. Cut your strings off. Still don't have the rights to this music. And that's pretty much centered on there, if you can see that. You're not going to want to backstitch too much on that because it'll leave too rough and too raised of a stitch pattern. And people don't really want that rubbing on their skin because this is going to be on their face. So essentially, it's pretty simple. Another thing, if you have one that's just really out there, I've sometimes taken just a straight stitch and done a really short stitch along there just to make sure that it doesn't go anywhere. That's pretty much it. The end.